Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. All right, so let's look at how to dissolve static out of your mind. When you're doing meditation, there'll be this sense of your awareness is paying attention to an object. It might be to the breath, it might be to a thought form, it might be to a sacred symbol, and there's an accompanying static around your mind. And you recognize it's there, but you just push your will through it and you focus on your meditation object and you kind of break it with your will. This is the way people generally go about it. They simply insert more will into what they're doing so that it can't interrupt them. So we would call this the fire method of dissolving static by just cutting through it, increasing the amount of concentration so that that static gets pushed to the side and can't affect you. The air method of dissolving that static is by looking at it, paying attention to it and going, what is this static that's disturbing me? And when you recognize it for what it is, there's a type of vibrational match between the resonance of what you're paying attention to and yourself that equalizes static, gives you control of it, and you just dissolve it through recognition. You observe it for what it is. It's a type of air element sensitivity in your mind that generates resonance, what is, to dissolve. Okay, so an air person wishes to understand it, know it, and through that knowledge can dissolve the static. The water person, or the water method, would identify with the energy. So they'd feel the static, they'd identify with the energy and express their will through the identity of the energy, say, hey, come on guys, let's be quiet. And put equanimity inside of it so that it would become quiet. Now this is different to the person who observes it in this understanding type of way and brings their mind into resonance and dissolves or puts it into equanimity through resonance of observing mind. The observing mind, it generates the resonance between itself and what it's observing without identifying with it. So this air phase just generates a vibrational match and then can manage it through vibrational matching, where the water person will identify with it, become a part of the mind substance, and I am the static, and through I am the static puts it into equanimity. It's a different type of relationship. One is very insight, and the other is very much more universal love or compassion oriented with the interaction. Now, the earth element person will recognize the static as inherently empty, and go to the stillness underneath the static and be still. And we'll just pull it into a flat line, pull it into a state of stillness by recognizing the stillness underneath the static and pulling everything down, earthing it out, rounding it out so it simply cannot exist. And this can be done through earth element practices or through Akasha emptiness practices, where you simply earth out the static. And that leads into the Akasha method, where you go deeper into the recognition of emptiness of all things and dissolve everything into emptiness, where the earth person is going to equalize with the empty space and gravity and form. The Akasha person is going to equalize with the empty space and infinity, away from form, the formless. Two different directions, but very similar type of approaches to achieve the stillness. One moves out of form, one simply stabilizes and equalizes it within form. When you're stabilizing and equalizing within form, it returns at a later stage. When you're taking it out of form, it doesn't necessarily return. So we have 5 different methods for achieving this result. So dissolving static, look at which one of these suits your personality the best. When you have these little niggly things in meditation that are breaking your meditation, the static destabilizes the mind to create a monkey mind, and the mind jumps around like a monkey. You remove the static, the monkey mind disappears. So this can be very beneficial for people who are just learning to engage in meditation, learning how to recognize why does my mind do that, and how to dissolve and remove these problems early in their practice, so that when they're working with any type of metaphysical work, they can get results quicker, because you just make that static disappear. You dissolve the static, your mind's more concentrated, you can do the work that you've chosen to do. All right, thank you for your time, and see you in the next video.